top leadership at Maxwell, just top leadership hasn't been successful. This is a very difficult decision for me. I've spoken with a lot of parents. I have a lot of respect for people that I've spoken to and the passion that I've heard about leadership there. And so I just want to make that statement because the other issue that I have is the slide that showed that the other schools that could benefit from us going after this SIG funding, and I appreciate the fact that I don't want to be shady about it, but that was a list of other schools that were on there that would be negatively impacted by us not going forward with this process. So it is a very heavy heart and a lot of consideration that I'm going to go ahead and support the
Ms. Burns?
Mr. Cuevas?
Just very quickly, like I said it before, I'm a product of Maxwell Middle School. And like I stated in the parent forum, I believe that we should be continuously setting high standards for our students. And I think that most parents and most teachers there are doing that. However, we need to, like I stated before, this is a community solution. And I hope that most of the parents and most of the teachers that have come out, they will continue regardless of what the decision is, because that's what we need in order to transform a community. And I really believe in Maxwell, and I get the emotional ties. I mean, my best friend comes from Maxwell. I've known her for 14 years. The other thing is, I still talk to teachers there. There were some teachers that helped me in my decision from Maxwell in running for the school board. I have a lot of ties, but I'm willing to support this.
Anything else? Sylvia?
Dr. Stegeman?
Yes.
Mr. Burke?
Yes.
Mr. Cuevas?
Yes.
Ms. Grijalva?
yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes. And now we move on to item 9, declaration of new school status for project. Board members?
So moved.
Second?
Is there any other discussion?
Ms. Burns?
Yes. Ms. Grijalva?
In regards to Project More, there was a comment made about it being a consistently low-performing school as compared to what? One of the issues that I have with this is that this is a program that supports students who are not successful in traditional schools. And mostly because this is an alternative program, and many of the students don't start freshman year, they come in. I've actually had the pleasure of working with several students at Project More and have actually referred a lot of students to Project More when they come through my program as a juvenile alternative. And so in this situation, it's a different situation for me as I see it than Maxwell. And so I appreciate the position that the staff is in, but I would like to propose going forward with an alternative suggestion, and that would be that we implement a transformational model, but retain the teachers. I would make that, well, either that or a substitute.
Move it and I will second it.
I will.
Now is the amendment to the motion, which is to make it just a principal change. That's what I understood from you. Do you have something to relate on that? Dr. Stegeman? On the amendment?
Yeah, I think
Because that's what we're discussing. Okay.
so. I want to pose the same question I posed in the case of Maxwell. So the proposal that staff has made, does it allow rehiring of all the teachers after a reapplication process or not?
Yes, sir.
Doesn't guarantee it. Why did you fire him?
Yeah, why
I'm not right.
That costs money.
I'd just like to say that I don't think we treat project more like in middle school. This isn't a regular high school. I think that, I know a lot of people have done a lot of work on this, but I've been around for a long time. And this is a different school. And if we change it too much, we don't just lose these kids to other schools, we lose them to the streets.
Thank you.
If there's any other comment, is there any other,
Yes, Ms. Burns.
go ahead, Mr.
You know, I
Burke.
appreciate the concern about the students, and of course that, in my mind, is the most important part of what this decision is all about. I just respectfully disagree that a decision like this is intended or will have the effect of putting these students out on the streets. If I thought that were true, I would be supporting the original motion. There's obviously a difference of opinion here, but I do not see administration or the individuals who are proposing this new school strategy to see the consequence or anticipate that the consequence will be that the students in Project will eventually end up on the streets.
Ask the kid.
If I didn't have
There you go.
With a petition right there.
We've heard what you had to say, and Mr. Burke is entitled to his opinion. I may have been around a lot longer than Mr. Burke and seen a lot of things, and I know this to be true. And I don't want us as a district to turn our back on kids that.
Let's not pull the card of who's been around longer. I mean, we've all taken this very seriously. We've all taken a hard
Just
look at
telling
this.
you I'm
We might
older
come
than
to
you.
conclusion. If that's all you're saying, then I'll take it.
Have you been there?
Let's go ahead with the vote on the amendment to the main motion, which is
Yeah.
the amendment, we are voting on the amendment to, the main motion, which was to follow administration's recommendations and declare it a new school. The amendment says that we will change the principal only and keep the teachers and staff at that school.
Okay.
So,
Dr. Stegeman,
No.
Mr. Burke,
No.
Mr. Cuevas.
No.
Ms. Grijalva,
Yes.
Ms. Burns.
yes. We move back to the main motion. Any more discussion? Dr. Stegeman?
Last week or 2 weeks ago, I supported what Ms. Grijalva suggested, tabling Maxwell because I didn't feel sufficiently well informed. I understand that this case is somewhat different because we're under time pressure with the grant deadline, which is very soon. But I don't feel sufficiently well informed at this time to support staff's proposal. And I would prefer, I might support it in the end, but I personally want more information. I want to understand everything better, and I don't want to support it.
All right, any other board members?
I mean, I would propose to bring it back in 2 weeks.
Mr. Cuevas?
Ms. Grijalva?
I feel that we've had a lot of opportunity to get a lot of input, to get a lot of information.
Needs to fight a little harder for these schools that are labeled in this way when they don't know the circumstances of the school and what the kids are doing, what the teachers are doing, and what they're really accomplishing.
Yes?
Mr. Burke,
Yes.
Mr. Cuevas,
Abstain.
Ms. Grijalva,
No.
Ms. Burns.
This is just a table for 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
I'll vote yes on this, just to, hopefully we can convince, one other board member